Hello, everyone, and welcome to our very own JCI United podcast. And this is our first episode, and we have our chapter's president, Christian, here with us. Thank you, Christian, for taking your time and joining us. So, in this video today, we are going to talk about Christian, his experience in JCI, and what is JCI United, and what is unique about our chapter, and how is Christian planning is presidency goals for this year for our chapter and much more. So without any further ado, let's begin. At first, uh, I would welcome Christian and I would ask him to tell a short introduction about himself.
Yes, thank you, Lakshmi. Really nice to be here and also the first in this podcast series. Yes, so my name is Christian Kutschke. I'm originally from Germany and I came to Finland in 2003. I came to as an exchange student, was supposed to stay only half a year. It became 1 year, and after that I decided to stay to make my master. Then I got a job and I'm still here. And as a work, I'm Director for Sales and Marketing at Cavitar. It's a manufacturer of laser illumination and welding cameras. And that was the first job I got, and I'm still there. And it's really nice, exciting stuff. JCI, I joined JCI in 2016. And it was the first year where the club was existing. So I joined as one of the first new members into the club. I was not the founding member, but one of the first batches of members. And the way I joined, I didn't really know about JCI as such, but JCI United organized a workshop with, let's say, stakeholders or organizations that deal with internationalization in Tampere. And they invited the people and discuss, hey, what can be done in Tampere and where JCI United could fit in, what their role could be in this ecosystem. So I joined. I liked the people there. I met Heikki, Joni, were the first members I met, Raver. And afterwards there was a possibility to go for a drink. And I took the opportunity, we chatted, and then I thought like, well, it's a nice bunch of people, so I give it a try. And here I am, still here, and now I got a chance this year to be president. So that's in short.
Well, congratulations on your presidency, and I think this has been great. And I didn't know you came here for an exchange study, so this is something new which I discovered today. So, what was the thing you liked the most about Finland, or what made you change the decision and like, okay, let me continue my studies here?
Originally, I came to Finland because I wanted to study in English, but I didn't want to go to the US or the UK. I learned quite much about that in school during the English classes. And I didn't know much about the Nordic countries. And there was a chance in Tampere, Lappeenranta, and then also in Sweden. And then Tampere had the best study program. And I really liked the moment I came, this international atmosphere at the university. Of course, one starts as an exchange student, everything is international and wow. But it continued like that. I got a lot of Finnish friends, and the way of studying was way more practical, a lot of case studies, and not so dry as in Germany or what would have awaited me back home. So it was a very easy at that stage, being in this bubble of awesomeness, to say, okay, I stay. So it's really the combination of the good study program and really this environment, friends at the university that really made me stay.
Okay, nice. Good to know that. So you mentioned that you met some of the founding members and you had workshop from JCI. So how did you discover JCI back then? Were you volunteering in some events, or how did you get across JCI then?
I think this workshop was announced in Facebook or some media. It just came across by chance.
Okay.
And then basically once being involved in this whole organization, I learned more.
So, okay, in that case, it comes to my next question. So, why did you choose to be part of JCI? I mean, you mentioned that you like and you felt it is something you want to be, but is there any specific reason what made you choose JCI?
Well, first of all, like as I said, I came for the people. The group of people was really nice, and also that they wanted to work with this internationalization. I like that one. I was very much involved with internationalization at the university. So I was a founding member of International Student Club at Technical University. You will know the club.
Nice. I was the events officer at ESN Into during my studies.
And I've been also involved with finding, like helping internationals finding jobs. That has been always an all-time topic. I've been active there, and it seemed that JCI United has seemed to be a good platform for that, to maybe work on that. And JCI in general, it was basically first the club, the people, the club, and then later on it kind of got a bit more apparent what this whole JCI is about. And then one thing that I tried to put focus is on like increasing my professional network with locals, because in my position at work I'm dealing mainly with international customers, like outside Finland. So my network within Finland is not that strong, and JCI as a whole really helps a lot. And it one goal I set for myself was in LinkedIn to reach this 500 people goal, that you're not anymore shown how many connections. If you're above 500, it doesn't matter how many you have. That was a goal, and I reached that because of JCI. So.
I had that same goal too, and it was JCI with which I started to reach that goal, because when I first joined JCI, we had this guidebook, and then over there they had the list of members and their LinkedIn profiles. So when I started sending connections, and I think the LinkedIn algorithm then started giving me new profile searches who were part of JCI United, and I think that actually helped me to build connections. I agree.
Yeah. So, yeah, and then over time I learned more and more and got better connections also between the chapters. And the other aspect, I mean, the work I do, I joined the company when it was in the startup phase. So I'm kind of I know like the startup world, of being in a startup, and basically JCI United is a startup. When I joined, it was a new club, and there was a lot of opportunities to develop oneself, but also help the club in growing and establishing. So it felt like I could give also something, being in this startup phase, which we are still in. So we're still developing as a club.
Okay, so we are like talking about JCI a lot, and I'm sure all the members who are part of JCI know exactly what JCI is about. Junior Chamber International. We are like chapters worldwide. We work on leadership and other community aspects for young professionals. But if you have to tell what JCI is for a person who has never heard what JCI is, how would you define it?
That's a very good question. And it's a very individual thing. We went last year, there was this World Congress in Tallinn, and one of the workshops is for like pitching JCI. And I expected there you get actually kind of a catchphrase, JCI is this and this, and then you just get over with it. But the outcome was that basically you find your own pitch, what JCI is. Being a structured person, I didn't like that I have to come up with something, but in a way it makes sense. So for me, JCI is a very, it's just a great hobby, a nice experience, a nice way to meet people in an informal way, meet them easily, and learn, give a lot of opportunities to learn. Basically, the learning opportunities find you quite easily if you look. So maybe a fuzzy answer, but it's like a hobby with a lot of facets, I would say, which is very difficult, and it takes years to grasp, or you still learn or get more out of that all the time. So it's like a growing hobby, let's say it like that. A very positive one.
Yeah, I think for me personally, I feel JCI is, I don't know if I have to call it an institute or a club or an academy or a training center. I think it combines everything, because I mean, at workplace, you are specific to your role and you're working and trying to develop. And when you go to hobby, you are working on your hobby. It could be painting, archery, or whatever. But in JCI, you can try even new things. You say you want to develop something and you come up to the chapter and say, I want to work on this, develop this skill. They try to come up with a project where you can manage and learn those skills. So I think it links everything. And even after you get out of the school, this is a place where you can learn new things, experiment new things, more or less, in my opinion also.
Exactly. And there are very different layers. Some people, they enjoy the community within the club, and some like to do outside local chapters within Finland, and some are really eager to explore the world. JCI is a worldwide organization, and wherever you go, there's a chance that there's a JCI chapter, and it's very easy to reach out to them, say, hey, I'm here from Finland, do you want to meet up? I have done that 2 years ago when I was international officer at JCI United. I travel a lot for work, so my goal in that year as an international officer was that I try to meet JCI people around the world whenever I go to a work trip. And it worked out very well. I met with the chapter JCI Tokyo, JCI Singapore, and also in Florida a chapter. And It was really easy to reach out. Hey, I will be there. Do you want to catch up? And then they said, hey, sure. And we went for a snack. I was shown around. It's a great thing. And
I think if somebody has plans on traveling across the globe in different countries, probably JCI is the best option.
It is. It's a very good option, yes.
Okay, so we know we have different chapters here in Finland. So what is JCI United, or what do you think is special about JCI United?
Well, the specialty is that our club language is in English. So it's an easy entry point for those who don't speak Finnish or not Finnish fluent. And we are the second chapter in Finland. The other one is in Helsinki, JCI Cosmopolis. And that makes us as such special that we have big diversity in nationalities in our chapter. And that is rich itself and has its own atmosphere. And it also gives us the chance to have, give the other chapters easy access to internationality. You don't have to travel abroad. You basically just have to connect with us.
Yeah.
So it's just the world is a train ride away in a way. And I think that it's a very nice position we are in, where we also can differentiate quite well with the other chapters. Tampere is a very hot spot for JCI. We have 4 chapters in Tampere. So there's JCI Tampere, JCI Tammerkoski, JCI Pirkanmaa, and then there's United, us. So it is 4 chapters in one city is actually also from a member perspective, like competition. So each chapter has to be focused on something or has a focus point. So we have ours. We are inclusive for international minded people.
Yeah, I think this diversity and internationality is a valuable asset to our chapter. I remember I was in Turku Startup Hub once, and then I was talking about JCI and JCI chapter, and there were quite many over there who were part of JCI. So they were asking me, so how do you manage Finnish in the chapter? I said, no, ours is an international chapter. We deal in English. And they're like, what? Tampere has an international chapter and Turku doesn't have one. And they were planning that, okay, we need to make an international chapter in Turku too. I said, why don't you come to Tampere and join us?
Sounds good. Well, one thing also about the chapter, so like an international chapter at the moment, we have 60% Finnish members and 40% internationals. And I think that is a very nice thing that we have a mix between Finns and internationals. So we're not only internationals, we're like international minded people. And it's really nice to see so many Finns in our club. And also, there are other chapters in Finland that have also international members. So they are purely Finnish clubs, so the main language is in Finnish, but they still attract non-Finnish speakers or internationals. And for them, I think we have a really good possibility to support them. One thing, for example, we tried this year to team up with the other international chapter and also Marienham to organize trainings in English, those JCI trainings. And I think those we can open up to the other chapters so we can help them to bring value to their non-Finnish speaking members.
Okay, I think that would be very fascinating to other chapters too. Something what we can offer. So what do you think has been the main highlight of JCI United, probably in terms of projects or events? And has COVID affected it? And how is the chapter tackling it?
That's a good question. I've the benefit that I've joined the chapter quite early, so I've seen the whole lifespan of the chapter, not from the beginning, but pretty much. And it's very difficult to say what are the highlights because it's an evolving club. It's a young club. We need to find ourselves. And what I've seen that all the generations, the different boards, presidents, they had their own focus points, and they achieved quite big things. We had in the past very ambitious, like we wanted to be very project oriented, like projects, learning. But that kind of led to a situation where we went a bit overboard and came up with projects that were in the end pretty laborious and very challenging. But the thing is, they actually succeeded with a lot of work. So where the hobby becomes actually work, which is a dangerous area. So I think that has been highlighted in that sense that we have the members have survived those challenges and came up with really cool stuff. And we have now, last year I think was a very essential part that we renewed our strategy and had our prospective members, seasoned members on board, and we thought like, who are we? Because after 4 years of being, the club changes, we experienced certain we saw how the members felt about the club, why they joined, and it really helped us focus again, find a direction, and also attract new people and try to connect a bit more with this JCI world. I think that was one of the key things last year. And in that sense, Corona helped us because there was nothing else to do. Corona in that sense hit us quite hard last year. We had a lot of plans for projects or like trainings and social gatherings. That was one thing that we wanted to develop, and with Corona that stopped a lot. But still, then JCI World opened for many, so there was a lot of trainings that you just suddenly could attend, which you couldn't have done otherwise online. And then we talked about the strategy, thought of what we can provide, who would be ideal members, and we turned those things into our member acquisition project, and that was a fantastic success last year. We got now 22 prospect members, and we have now 23 full-time members, so half of the club is new, and that has been an amazing achievement during a Corona time where basically things are, you don't have much to do what you originally planned.
Yeah, I think that is something that is quite appreciable, like 24 prospective members joining the club. That just says the amount of hard work the chapter has put, or how attractive the chapter is for the new members.
And that's the next challenge, to live up to the expectations. I mean, it's like you sold a thing. It's not like you just sell something and you forget about it. Now it's like really up to us, the board and the whole club, to show that it's a nice community and that it was worth joining and trying that.
Okay, so now that you brought up the term expectations and how the club turns out for a year, and you are the president of JCI United for this year, so I think it's been a month or something you started your term. So how has it been so far, and what are your plans for the whole year?
First, the year has been starting very busy. A lot of things to do. In hindsight, I should have started some things way earlier. I didn't want to stress the new board too much in the end of the year, but now it kind of backfires. And now we have to do even more work. But in general, I think we are on a good track. We are now working on our annual plan, so we have already an idea and a structure, but this month, so end of February, we have the spring assembly where the members approve the plan for this year and also the budget. So we are working on that. And we also had the first events, like online lunch or monthly lunch in an online version, and also a training about videos and podcasts. And this weekend we meet outside, go to Siilinkaari, so trying to get these small events going also for the beginning of the year, and to keep engaged with the members as much as possible. But still, Corona is a challenge. I thought it's easy because you know what you're dealing with, but still the reality is that one still has to go with the legal frame, and one has responsibility for the members. So we should be maybe more online focused, but I know that also people want to meet. So this is now the fine balance to keep people engaged and happy with the club and build the connections that you usually form meeting face to face. And that is, I think, one of the biggest challenges at the moment, to keep the people like feeling as us. And
yeah, I think in that case, this combination of online and offline event kind of helps, because walking outdoors, I think I'm not sure how long we can sustain in the Finnish winter outside, but I think that is something very lovely and people would enjoy it.
Yes, I'm also looking forward to the weekend.
Yes. Okay, so it's been quite some time, all close to half an hour. So I think we are at the end part of our podcast. So how has it been, and is there anything else you would like to share?
It has been really nice, Lakshmi. Thanks a lot, and really a positive atmosphere and mood during the whole time. So thanks for moderating that. Main thing, I'm really excited about our plans. We have a lot of ideas. We have really great members to turn those ideas into reality. And I really hope that we get good traction to really get all the things done that we plan, and that we all together have a great time, despite some challenging that the environment brought us. And I'm really looking forward that hopefully in a year I will be like, hey, that has been a really great year. At least now I feel that we will have it.
Yes, I think I agree to it, because the start has been good, and I think we have already had 2 events in January, and then there's another event coming in February. So it's going good. So I have good hopes too.
And I have to say I have a really nice board. All the people are really enthusiastic about their tasks, and that helps a lot. It's still now the phase, getting things transitioned, and everybody gets a bit more comfortable with their role. I think that still takes a month, and then we are good and efficient.
Yeah, I think, well, that's good to hear, because a good team always make things possible irrespective of what the challenges are. So I think that's a good note. And
I think, yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I think that's also one of the things that one always tries as a president to be with friends. That the atmosphere is like, let's have fun first, and by having fun, get things done, and not just like focus on let's get things done and try to have fun. So it's a fine balance. I'm still working on that. But many chapters say this is the key to really get things done, that you actually enjoy being with the others. And once that is in place, then the rest follows.
I think I wouldn't argue with that point. It also, in terms of the chapter, meeting with people helps in, I mean, bonding and everything is important, because that builds up your motivation, and also that kind of indirectly helps and builds up your motivation and confidence to your working life too. Because when I came here as a student, of course Finnish people are very shy people, but they do like talking. But I think it's the ice that we have to break. So initially I did not know how to break that ice. So I'm like, when I talk, I'm like, hi, then hi, how are you? Fine. And there's dead silence. But I think after being part of the JCI club, talking to people, I now don't actually have problem having conversation with Finnish people, either at work or any place. So I think that's a big learning lesson for me in JCI.
Well, that's really good to hear. I think that's a very nice example that one also learns like to adopt as a person from outside, to learn the ways of communicating.
Yeah, I mean, this is actually where I've learned the local culture very well, like how to adapt and how to be and how to talk or what to talk. So in that way, this has been very important and quite helpful to me.
That's great to hear.
Okay, so I think, well, the time is running fast, but I'm enjoying this. But unfortunately, I have to stop at this moment. Thank you, Christian, again for being part of this. It was lovely having you here and talking to you and hearing your thoughts. I hope you enjoyed it too. Hopefully we have more people joining us and more episodes rolling on from now on.
Thanks a lot, Lakshmi. Has been really a nice time.
Thank you.